Welcome to Volume Up. My name is Greg Allen, and I use the he series of pronouns. This is TC Squared Theater Company's online virtual reading segment. Today, we will be reading Margaret, the Maid, the Son by Charlie Lyons. In response to COVID-19, TC Squared had to make some major shifts to their programming in order to ensure that actors, directors, and playwrights continue to work in these difficult times. Volume Up virtual readings are scenes from plays developed in the TC Squared Playwrights Lab. We encourage you to share your thoughts and feedback below in the comments section. To find out more about TC Squared's ongoing programming, visit their website at www.tcsquaredtheatercompany.org. And now I'm going to ask the actors and playwrights to introduce themselves. Enjoy the reading.
Jay Connolly. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I will be playing Alec.
Claire Davies. I use the she series, and I'll be playing Margaret.
John Porell. I use the he series, and I will be playing the role of Victor.
Isabelle Hahn. I use the she series, and I will be reading stage directions.
Hi, I'm Charlie Lyons. I'm the playwright. I use he, him. This is Margaret, the Maid, the Son, and it's about Margaret, an extremely wealthy woman who tries to have her longtime maid deported to keep from having to reveal a long-kept family secret. In this excerpt, we join Margaret and her husband Victor and their son Alec, as Alec tries to find out what happened to the maid. And Margaret and Victor try to convince Alec to go back to Avermore College and pledge at Chi Beta Kappa.
Margaret, the Maid, the Son by Charlie Lyons. Setting: a grand living room including a fireplace, a very large steamer trunk, a piano, and a large portrait of Victor and Margaret. Scene 6. Margaret stands at the piano, arranging flowers in a vase. Alec enters, sits on the couch.
Dad's at the stove, using it.
We're between maids.
I'd like to be between maids.
Seriously, Mom, I can't believe you fired the maid.
I didn't fire her. We parted ways.
Did she quit?
No,
Then you fired her.
she left.
She wouldn't up and leave like that, not without saying something to
Sorry, kiddo, hold on. Are we doing this now?
Yes, we're doing this now.
Okay. Well, I'm here, but I've got something on the stove. It's all part of the, but I'm here. I'm here.
When I didn't see her around, I just thought she had the day off.
Why would you think that? You know I never gave her any days off.
I thought maybe I don't know. But what happened? I go off to college, I come back, and she's gone.
Well, you going off to college and the maid being gone, the one has nothing to do with the other.
I'm not saying it does.
It doesn't, and it's not your concern.
Yeah, it is.
Our maid is of your concern? You want to hire the next one then?
No, I just meant...
I'm stuck trying to find a replacement, so it's my concern.
Where'd she even go?
Back home.
Back home? This is her home.
Oh, this is where she worked.
For 20 years.
19.
This is where she lived.
This is where she worked. 24/7. I mean, she was always at work, even when she was asleep. In a sense, for all those years, she was homeless.
What?
Now, finally, after 19 hard years, she'll be back at home.
So she has a family.
United. No, at home, I don't know that I know of. I mean,
Then how can it be home?
it's where she came from.
Is this your home, or is this where you come from?
Oh, don't ever mention that place, ever. This is my home, hence not hers.
This is weird. Even for you, Why didn't she say anything
Oh,
to
I
me?
don't know, but there had been problems with her, a long-standing issue.
What issues?
I thought, for your sake,
What issues?
I'll admit, for many years, she was remarkably good at not getting fired.
What issues?
Long-standing ones that finally couldn't be put off. But I put them off because you were leaving for Avamore, the best school in the country, a demanding institution, and I didn't want you to be distracted. So I waited until you went to school.
Thought you said it had nothing to do with me being at school.
Oh, see, Avamore is making you smarter already. Victor, you're welcome to chime in here.
Shit happens, kiddo. The maid's gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Everyone's gonna be fine.
Great. But what shit happened?
All right, I guess you're old enough for us to talk about this with you. We had a disagreement over money.
What kind of disagreement over money?
Well, she wanted some more, a lot more.
She wanted a raise?
Oh, and sure, give it to her, right? Why not? Give her whatever she wants. We've got it. No, Alec, it's the principle. It's the precedent it would set. It's the line in the sand. It's the power of saying no, which is hard to say unless you practice it every day. You have to live it, Alec. No, 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 no.
So you said no to the raise, then fired
Well,
her.
the audacity of the request. If she wasn't afraid to ask for a raise, what was next? I mean, things would never be the same.
Mom, she wasn't just the maid.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, she's kind of part of the family.
Part of the family? What did she say to you?
What? Nothing. I'm just saying she's been here my whole life.
Alec, it's done. I couldn't get her back now, even if I wanted to. I'm sure she's already been booked. She's already booked her flight.
Are you even going to try?
No. Look, the fact that you don't understand the basic dynamic of this relationship, this is why you need to be at Avamore, pledging at Chi Beta, whatever the fuck it's called, fraternity.
The Kappa, Chi Beta Kappa.
You need to learn the importance of connections, how things work, the structure of things, how to be at the top of that structure and...
That's exactly why I don't want to pledge. And if you don't hire the maid back, I'm not going to pledge.
Alec, you already said that you don't want to pledge, so don't pretend that the maid getting fired has anything to do with it.
But it does.
Oh, you're going to pledge. That's all there is to it.
No. No, no, no.
Excellent use of no. But you have to pledge to take full advantage of what the school has to offer. You have to be part of something, part of a fraternity, part of that fraternity, part of your father's fraternity. Think of all the work it was to get you into that school, all of the extracurricular activities it took. Basketball, football, baseball, soccer, hockey, taekwondo, knitting.
I didn't do any of those things.
But you put them on your application, and now you're in. And you have the chance to get in to the best fraternity and develop connections that will last a lifetime. I mean, look at your father.
I don't even know what he does.
Smart, Alec.
Your father was a legend at Chi Beta.
Kappa.
Kappa.
You have to carry on the Duchamp tradition. It's your noblesse obligée.
My obligation of my class is to let a frat boy sit on my face and fart.
Well, nobody ever said there wouldn't be sacrifices. Oh, honey. You know I love you, right?
Yeah.
And I want what's best for you.
Uh-huh.
Then don't be a pussy. You want to end up on the street? One of those whatever the fuck you call them?
Mom, I'm not going to end up like one of the homeless.
No, not the homeless. They live a wretched life, a miserable existence, unbearable. Oh, we want to do something, but the problem is too big, so we wring our hands and we give up.
The homeless?
The 99%. You want to end up one of those people? Oh, don't even answer that. I couldn't take it right now.
Mom, you know I've always wanted to go to Avermore. It's been a dream of mine ever since you said it was the only school you'd pay for. And I want to do well there. And if I don't pledge, it'll give me more time to study. I'll get better grades. Isn't that more important?
No, you get better grades when the guys in your fraternity give you the answers.
She's right, kiddo.
Is that all you have to say?
Big decision? Listen to your mother.
And
you've got no idea what you'd be missing. The guys I met at Chi Beta Kappa, Bob, Gary, Steve, brothers for life, dude, and richer than God. We all are. Not because of any special talent, but because we're brothers. And there are a lot of brothers, kiddo. Shit, the investments I've made with them, all the things we've done together. The very man I am, all from being Chi Beta Kappa. Ah, yeah, motherfucker.
listen to your father. Well, the gist anyway. Well, pledging is it's your entree into exclusive private clubs, boardrooms, secret handshakes.
You don't get it. They make pledges do disgusting things.
Oh, well, a few pranks, a lifetime of connection, access to the highest reaches of society.
A lifetime, kiddo.
Mom, they make you eat this thing called a vomit. Get it? Vomit? Omelet?
Just have to dig in, kiddo. I made this one special for you.
Oh, he's always been a finicky eater.
Oh, you gotta have it while it's hot. Maybe the one they gave you wasn't hot enough.
Oh,
Maybe it just didn't have enough filling.
Try putting some hot sauce on it.
Yeah, have it with a shot of whiskey. Do you want some of my beer?
Oh, Victor, take it away. He's clearly not hungry.
I've given pledging a lot of thought. Fact is, I thought about it before I came home. It's why I came home, to tell you it's not happening. It's also painfully obvious that you don't want me here.
Honey, it's not just that I don't want you here. It's that you shouldn't want to be here. You should want to be at Chi Beta.
Kappa.
You know what pulling the trigger is? It's when you have had so much to drink, the only way that you can keep drinking is to stick your fingers down your throat and throw up.
Yeah, boot and rally, what's your point?
Kids, they think everything they do is new.
Yeah, well, when you're a pledge, you can't even pull your own trigger. Someone else has to...
Honey, you know your father and I met at Avamore, don't you?
You said it was at a party.
Yeah, a frat party. And not surprisingly, I'd had too much to drink and I needed to throw up, but I couldn't. Do you know what a terrible feeling that is? Well, your father, being the gentleman that he is, stuck his fingers down my throat.
Oh,
That's right. He pulled my trigger, didn't you, Victor?
That's right, kiddo.
I felt better and he got laid.
oh, Mom. Oh.
That's why I haven't told you before now. Look, listen to me. It's a special woman that will let you pull her trigger. And it's a special man that will pull it for her. And you know what? You're only going to find those two special people at a fraternity house. Fine. If you want to stay at Avamore, you have to pledge. It's that simple. End of discussion.
Blackout.
What? There's so much. You know what it is for me? I have fun every time because you have so much material. It's never the same. It just gets funnier and funnier in new ways. It's just been wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I look forward to working with you all soon. All right. Thank you, everyone. That was wonderful. So much fun. Now I'm lucky to be here with Charlie Lyons, the playwright, and I have the chance to ask him a few questions. My first question, Charlie, is knowing your work, and I've read several of your plays and had the chance to work with them. And, Margaret is a different style. What it has in common with the plays is that you always grab deep themes, and your plays are moving and serious, and you've chosen some deep themes with this as well. And I wonder, in this different style, what brought you to this story? And most interesting to me is what brought you to comedy.
This
piece.
This story came out of, actually, it's based on a TV pilot I wrote, and it came out of this news story about this woman who had diplomatic immunity, actually. And it had come out that she basically had a maid that was living under terrible conditions and not getting paid. And just in listening to her, I thought to myself, this woman doesn't think she did anything wrong. And I just thought there was a kind of an absurdist, funny bent to that. So that started it. And as it happened, I'd also been reading about some different things about fraternities, and the two kind of came together. Yeah, and it kind of has to be a comedy because it's so absurd, even though it reflects, unfortunately, some things that actually happen.
Right. So it's interesting. It has to be comedy absurd. Why?
I just think it would be too dark if you went down the serious road, because I mean, it's almost, kind of the times we're going through right now. You could definitely write a lot of tragedies, but I think the better spin is to take it seriously, but see the comedy in it.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it makes complete sense. So I've always wondered, for this play in particular, what does this reflect about us? So what does this piece say about us today as people?
I think a lot of it's reflected in what's happening today. A lot of the inequality and those type of things. And
right, it's a send up on inequality.
Yeah.
It's a send up on contemporary, right. That's very interesting. So I heard the play the first time back in September, the first day that I met you, when I came to the TC Squared Playwrights Lab.
Yeah.
We gather every Saturday, and the directors have the chance to listen to your new work. And so I wonder for you, as I know for myself as a director, that engaging in the process of writing and listening to how people craft stories really, really helps me in my craft. And I wonder, how does the TC Squared Playwrights Lab benefit you and support you in your work?
It's fantastic. They support. They're incredibly supportive. Before all this pandemic happened, we'd meet around a table every Saturday, as you may have just said, and read our work and reflect on it. And you can take chances there, and you'll get support, but you'll also get constructive feedback. Marty Kingsbury, who's the dramaturg, is there, and she's excellent at honing in on what you might want to focus on. She'll ask a question that seems almost offhand, but is actually right on target for what you might want to look at. So it's been great. And Roz Thomas Clark, who runs the theater company, is there and is also extremely supportive. So it's fantastic.
Right. Terrific. And take chances. That just struck me when you said taking chances. It's so important for us to all take chances as artists. And certainly putting a comedy on Zoom with no laugh track is taking a chance. And the Playwright and Directors Lab is a wonderful place for that. So are there any other things you want to add about this reading and the play before we go?
Well, I want to thank the actors and you for directing it. To any writers out there who see this or anything else, if you're writing scripts of any kind, film, TV, plays, podcasts, radio, whatever it is, get your pages in the hands of actors and have a director direct them and see what happens, because what the actors do might hit exactly what you were picturing, or it might be something completely different. But either way, it's the surprises and delightful things the actors do and the direction the director gives. Make it happen, because it's awesome to see.
That's right.
That's about it.
After there's a play, we make it happen.
Exactly.
Right. Thank you again for joining us for today's reading of Margaret the Maid, the Son by Charlie Lyons. We hope you'll join us next week for the next installment of Volume Up, TC Squared Theater Company's virtual readings. And if you liked what you saw today, please find the donation link in the description section below and help support our artists. Thank you.
Thank you.